13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, and 13 respect. I made a video, my last video, about the $30 billion business, and that is my melanin-rich sisters spending their hard-earned money at these shops that are owned by mostly Asians, people who really don't have our best interest at heart, and just buying these products that's, this is a $30 billion business that we're supporting, that we created actually, because we think we need the products that they sell. And so something I left out of the video, the last video, about this $30 billion business, is that recently, it's the reason why I made that video. Recently I came across a melanin-rich sisters YouTube video, and she was reviewing this wig that she bought. And more than likely she bought it from an Asian hair supply store. I can't prove that, but since they're the main ones in the colder climates, I believe, that own these hair supply stores. It could be owned by other people who are not melanin rich, but anyway, she said that the reason why she bought this wig, she likes buying wigs, but the reason why she likes wearing wigs, especially in the wintertime, is because it keeps her head warm. And so I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, because at one point in my life, when I was wearing wigs and weaves and all that crap, I felt the same way. I would get a wig, or something like that, and would wear it during the winter, and it was very convenient instead of wearing a cap or something like that, or a hat, especially when you're working in an office or in a setting where there's Europeans around, and oh my God, they might think you're a Muslim or something, because they might think you're a part of the Black Panther Party or something, because you're wearing a scarf on your hair. Anyway, that's what some of them think, or that's what they used to think. So I would wear a wig, because it was functional, it kept my hair warm, and it allowed me to present a so-called pleasing appearance to Europeans and others who would think whatever they thought. But then I was thinking about it, and I said, that does not fly, because I have natural hair. I've been natural for about 11 years now, and no chemicals on my hair. I've gone through different phases with my natural hairstyle, or with my natural hair, but I'm still natural. And as far as I'm concerned, I will be natural for the rest of my life, because my hair just does a lot better with a natural hairstyle, and not putting anything unnatural on it, to make myself look more Eurocentric. That's usually why we do it. I mean, come on, let's face it. That's why we put that crap on our hair, is to look more Eurocentric. They have some kinkier wigs now where you can, look more, it looks more like our natural hair, but for the most part, most of us don't wear those kind of wigs. A lot of us don't, who like to wear wigs. We wear the ones that are straight and long and going all the way down our back and all that kind of stuff, knowing good and damn well, for most of us, that's not our hair, But anyway, no judgment. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I'm not putting you down. I just would love to see more of my melanin-rich sisters, wearing their natural hair. It doesn't matter how long it is. If you think you got to have long hair to be beautiful, something is missing. Something's wrong. But anyway, I wanted to make this video and wear my scarf just to show people that, you know, you don't have to wear a wig to keep your hair warm in the winter time. You know, if you live in a cold climate during the winter months, you don't have to do it. Now, granted, this may not be attractive to you. The color may not be attractive. The way I'm wearing it may not be attractive to you. And you might think, how am I going to get away with that in the office? But the more important thing to consider is the health of your hair. You know, when you consider the health of your hair, you'll consider the health of your body and what you're putting in your body. So anyway, it's about 25 degrees today. I'm looking at the temperature on my computer, and it's 25 degrees still outside. I just came from running some errands, and I said, you know, since I have my scarf on, why don't I make this video and let people know, hey, you know, you don't have to spend your money on this unnecessary garbage to keep your hair warm. You know, you could wear a silky scarf. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can wear scarves, colorful, beautiful, you know, that accents what you're wearing that day, accents, you know, if you wear makeup, you know, accents your makeup and all of that. You know, you can do that, and they're not expensive. If I could find someone that makes scarves, I'll have to do some research on that, because I like wearing scarves. Even during the summer, you know, if it's not too hot, you know, I'll wear a scarf on my hair to accentuate, you know, my hairstyle or what I'm wearing that day. I like wearing them, you know. And I prefer doing that than going to a hair supply store, buying this wig or putting in weave. I think even this wig that this melanin-rich sister was reviewing, you can put glue on it to keep it on your hair. I mean, what kind of delusion are we under? We are under such, a lot of us are under such a strong delusion. I mean, there are weaves that you can glue into your hair, and it's so damaging. It just doesn't make sense just to have a look, instead of embracing how God made us and loving the fact that we have beautiful, kinky, curly, coily hair. It looks like the double helix for our DNA. I mean, it was just, it's beautiful. I just don't understand why we don't see that at this stage of the game. I mean, I kind of understand why our ancestors were caught up in that, because they were just maybe 2 or 3 generations from, you know, our kidnapping, captivity, and enslavement. But in this day and age, I mean, there's just so much information out here on how we can wear our hair in beautiful styles and still rock it naturally. You know, that's one of the reasons why I went natural, is because, well, 11 years ago there wasn't as much information as there is today about, you know, how to wear, you know, our hair naturally and take care of it and maintain it and all that kind of stuff. There wasn't a lot of information out there, but there was still enough for me to make an informed decision. And that's why I went the direction that I went, because I could make an informed decision and, you know, decided that this was what I wanted to do for my hair. Now, you do what you want to do. I'm just trying to encourage you to consider leaving the wigs and the weaves and all that artificial stuff alone, because we're spending up to $30 billion on these products. And where does that leave us? we are in a worse condition than our parents or grandparents and grandparents who face, so much opposition just because of their skin color. So I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem, and that's why I'm wearing this scarf on my hair. I'm not a Muslim, nothing against Muslims, but I'm not Muslim. I just like wearing scarves on my hair instead of wigs and weaves and extensions. I want to keep my head warm and still, protect my hair. I want to take care of myself, and I encourage you to do so. But I want to take care of my whole self. I don't want to eat naturally, and then I'm abusing one part of my body and taking care of another part of my body. That doesn't make sense. So, all I'm trying to do is encourage you guys. Encourage you, melanin-rich. I'm talking to my melanin-rich sisters. And like I said, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Like I said, do what you want to do. If you want to wear wigs, weaves, and extensions, and put all that artificial stuff on your body, that's your decision. But keep in mind that you are subsidizing someone else's lifestyle. And I'm going to tell you, I have watched over a period of 10 to 15 years how, a lot of these Asians, and I focus on Asians. Like I said, I have nothing against them. I don't blame them for what they've done. They capitalized on an opportunity, and we're helping to subsidize it. But anyway, I would see them come in, open up a new hair supply store, and over a 10 to 15 year period of time, they're driving a new car, maybe sooner than that. They're driving a new car, they're putting their kids through college, their kids aren't having to take out grants and loans because they can pay for their college education straight out, pay for their books, pay for their, everything. And where are we? Having to take out loans, and then once we do graduate, if we find a job, having to pay back those high-priced loans, and it's and our neighborhoods are falling to pieces, if not already dead, because there's no businesses there except liquor stores and small convenience stores run by Arabs, or where are we? Another thing is, if you're worried about how you're going to look to your colleagues at work, it might be time for you to consider working for yourself. It might be time for that, because it's getting to the point where a lot of Europeans don't want to hire us anyway. If they see that we don't have a Eurocentric name, they're going to shit can our resumes before they even read them. That's what's going on. So it may be time to consider working for yourself instead of worrying about, well, how do I look to these Europeans? Am I going to be acceptable to them? To hell with that. Get to a point where you can work for yourself. It's getting to that point anyway. They don't want to hire us. They have rolled back all the affirmative action and all that stuff that was supposed to help us. And the only people it helped was European women. Those are the only people it really helped on a large scale. Some of us may have gotten some of that, affirmative action juice, but it mostly went to European women. Didn't go to the women that or the population it was supposed to go to, which is the melanin-rich population. So, keep that in mind as well. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to encourage you. And we need to stop the madness, like I said in my last video. And keep this in mind, because time is getting short. They're going to get to the point where, I'm not saying it's going to be a racial war. I'm not sure about that, but it's getting to the point where we are just not needed to them anymore. I think it's gotten to that point. They don't really need us anymore. We're disposable. So we may as well get our shit together and build ourselves up instead of continuing to build them up.